So we had some more BCSs, let's check out the results. Now the Black Friday sales at 50 cards are ending in 1 day, so you need to be absolutely fast. The link will be in the description, you can use the code Solemn for a discount. A lot of stuff has been sold out already, so get what you still can. And also, if you still need a beautiful playmat or deck box, you can go to zerodamagegaming.com. We also have that Black Friday code up for 1 more day, and then it's gone, so go check that out. Links will be in the description. Anyway, for the meta, we have BCS Melbourne, mate. Catch you guys later. So we have 2 Orphist. We have 1 Minerva, 1 Greedon, 1 Bastion, 1 Eva, 1 Magnolia, and 1 Hero. A lot of off-meta picks, right? Like, this is very diverse, very different. Has to be fun. I honestly don't even know what the hell heroes do. Did they get support, or is this like actually a wild top? All right, then we check out the Melbourne top 8 V Premium. We have 2 Grand Blue, 2 Aqua Force, 2 Bermuda, but they're different Bermuda, 1 Reindeer, 1 on. 1 Chronojet and 1 Narukami, and it looks like it's armor break? I doubt that. I mean, I don't know. That's odd. 1 Jet as well. That's also pretty interesting. All the others are to be expected, of course. Not much to see there. Then we have the top 4 for standard Melbourne. We have first place the Orphist, second place the Hero. Okay, people who play Hero in Overdress, let me know. Is this like hella spice? Is this super strong? Or is this guy like a godly sacker, a godly gamer hitting all the triggers? Or is there something I'm missing? Let me know, because I honestly don't know. Then Minerva, we already know that's a solid deck. And then the Mask Magnolia. Also very interesting. Also very I don't know if it's good. Like, all I know about Mask Magnolia is like Outer Orange's vid on it. I haven't really tested this. Then for top 4 V Premium, we have Kelvin Yap from WCC getting first place with Nitros. And then second place is the Highlander, a very spooky deck whenever Reindeer hits good. Reindeer hits Lara. This feels like the best deck in the universe. If it hits Garlinde, you're like, eh. Third place, Peter Bowie with Armor Break, unironically, and fourth then the Ange. Now for Melbourne Premium, we have some very different results. We first have 2 Narukami, one of which is Vowing with Armor Break, and I actually saw this list. It was basically like Narukami is starting to split into 2 options, where you choose some other boss than Sweep Command in order to be able to play Demolition Dragon, or you still go for the typical sweep build. And so there you make your choice. So this person here tried the Vowing route with the Armor Break and stuff just to be able to play Demolition because it's a crazy early game card. And the other person tried the Sweep Command variant still. Now time will have to tell which one is actually better. I do not know. Like, I think both obviously have like very big pros and cons, but Sweep Commands, like constant Excel making and turning on Xterm, feels so important. Like, I don't know, I would have to check this out and test this because I haven't yet. Then we have 2 Mega Colony, both different versions. Again, this deck is starting to split into 2 options. Like, you have Gradora, where you rely more on like the Dark Face and his GB2 and his plussing, and then, well, the on-right, you know, protect making, and maybe even like a Gradora grade 3 as like a backup ride or something. Then you have the Flagberg version, where you're gonna be a little weaker, like more fragile, let's say, but then your offense actually does something. You know, I think this deck, like regular Gradora's turns, are pretty pathetic. Like, everything needs to line up exactly with Malignantis. Everything has to just be perfect. Like, 6 things need to be right, and then your offense is really scary. But otherwise, your offense is kind of dicks. However, what makes this good, of course, is the fact that you just, you know, Gradora lock your opponent. Assuming it's a deck that actually cares. However, Flagberg's output is actually solid. Like, a Flagberg turn on Gradora stuff, with, you know, with those various multi-attack extenders and so forth, and maybe even Persona riding and so forth, that is a turn. That actually feels like a turn. But of course, you don't have the pros of this, and you have to play like these otherwise pretty shit cards, if I'm being honest, like the multi-attack extender, in order to create that output. So I don't know. It's like more glass cannony. I don't know which of the 2 is better. As you know, I've not made it a secret that I don't really like either. Yeah, the time will tell which is actually better. Then we have an Eve, Loopity-Loop. Still hope they ban that before Worlds. I really do not want a Worlds where someone, you know, tops or wins purely based on, you know, luck, because that is really what the loop feels like very often. Dodge, you know, certain matchups and hope you don't get rushed too hard. Hope you check draw triggers to survive and then randomly auto auto-win. It just feels like a very skillless deck in an otherwise very skillful format. So, you know, nuke it. Then we have Dimension Police and we have Revengers. That's based, and then an Overlord. Now, if we check out the top 4, we actually have the Armor Break Vowing version of the deck winning out, so with the Demolition. Second place, we have the Overlord, actually. Now, I know Ubayr Afzal right here already qualified before with, I think, Nubatama. So, you know, they just went like, fuck it, I'll now pick my pet deck maybe, and still did well with it, which is really cool. And then third place, we have Nick Horsnell with, I think Nick has stopped a bunch before, right? I think I know this name. And we have Sweep Command and Vanquisher. So Nicholas ended up winning with this variant, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily better, you know. One event is not necessarily good statistics or anything, but it's a start. Now, fourth place, we have the Revengers. Oh, right. Oh, so that actually means, I don't know if invites are passed down now. I thought I heard something like that, but if they are, that means we now have a Revenger King going to Worlds because Ubayr already qualified before. Interesting. Now, for France, top 8 premium, we have 3 Mega Colony, 2 Grand Blue. So 2 Grand Blue and then 3 Mega Colony, one of which was the Flagberg version. Then we had 1 Gear Chronicle right here, 1 Neo and 1 Nuba. I mean, if you look at this pie chart, it's very obvious that Mega Colony is going to do very well because their only like matchup that they don't nuke into the abyss is like Shiranui here. Though to be fair, Steam Maiden can also still do some things to mess around with Ghidorah depending on their extra deck. Like depending on what's in their extra, they still stand a pretty solid shot. But obviously like Nitros and Neo are not happy about facing Ghidorah. But if that Ghidorah faces the Shiranui, good night. I don't know. All right, let's see what happened then. And then of course, yup. So we have first place Ghidorah, second place Grand Blue, third place Ghidorah, fourth place Neo. So this is very obvious what happened, you know, like first and second Grand Blue against Ghidorah. The Ghidorah is gonna win. Third and fourth, Ghidorah versus Neo. Ghidorah is gonna win. It's just hard counter shit. Basically, I think what happened is that at the beginning of the season, America was going crazy on these Floodgate decks. Like playing Ghidorah Chaos and more Ghidorah. And that deck kind of sucks. Like, let's be real. Ghidorah is super mid into so much stuff, but the decks it counters hard. Then America caught on like, hey, this deck is kind of mid as shit into way too much stuff. So people started playing the Naru. Naru was solid into almost everything, except for Chaos, but so solid into almost everything, nukes the shit out of Ghidorah, and so it started just destroying them, obviously, because it's just a way better deck. However, Europe caught on to that as well, and just didn't even go for Ghidorah. They were like, this deck fucking sucks ass. So all the good players in Europe just skipped out on that whole arc because it's just bad. However, as in Europe, every good player started playing not Ghidorah and started going towards like Grand Blue and Neo and so forth. Suddenly you now have this one event where fucking no one respects Ghidorah anymore because it's like, well, Europeans don't play Ghidorah, the deck sucks ass. And all these good players are on these decks and suddenly Ghidorah gets a shot to like just randomly counter the living shit out of them. That's how I see it. That's also how I had been feeling. I even told some friends like, yeah, if you're going to France, I see a world where you pick Ghidorah purely because everyone is now too comfortable with it. Then it turned out that worked. Like that's basically how it feels. I think like the second people don't all play these decks, I think this deck starts sucking dicks again because like you start facing decks you don't hard counter like Nuba, Naru, DP, Chaos, Messiah, any deck but Pale Moon, Neo, and Grand Blue. And like your win rate just drops dramatically, assuming your opponent plays well, which is also maybe a pretty big assumption. But yeah, so they got a shot here. We'll see if that's the same for Cardiff. I think by Cardiff, people will no longer be playing this in droves, and then it might change. But we'll see. And that is basically the results. So there was also supposed to be like BCS Singapore results, but I didn't see any on Paradox. Again, shout out to VG Paradox and Fuzzy for all of the work they put in, you know, making all these charts. But I didn't see it, and so alas, I can't react to it. I would love to see what happened there. But yeah, that's all. Hope you found this interesting. Again, 50cards.shop. Use the code Solemn. There's only a few more hours of Black Friday deals going on, so grab it while you can. I will see you soon. Ciao.